Management and entrepreneurship in IT industries. These are the important questions taken from the previous year question paper. With these questions, you can easily get 40 marks or 40 plus marks or at least passing marks. So the first question is, find management, explain the functional areas of management, or the question could be asked in another way also. Define management, explain the different functions of management. So management is a process consisting of planning, organizing, executing, and controlling performed to accomplish the goals and objectives of the organization. In short, management is a process which is used to achieve the goals of an organization with the help of planning, organizing, and controlling. The functional areas of management are planning, organizing, directing, controlling. These are the four important functions. If you write this in point wise, you 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 can fill up the exam paper. So planning. First one is planning. This is a process used to determine the actions to be performed in advance. So it is a weekend plan or something. It's similar to weekend plans. It is a process to determine action which we have to perform in advance. Planning is a function performed by a manager at top levels, middle level, and supervisor. So planning it is a function which can be only performed by the managers at the top level, middle level, or the supervisors. It can't be performed by the staffs or the lower level employees. Planning is made by top level management, covers of the time period of time 5 to 10 years. So the top level management, the planning period for top level management can remain up to 5 to 10 years. Whenever a top level management creates a plan, it could remain for up to 5 to 10 years. Planning made by managers would be for a short period of time. Organizing. Organizing refers to the structure which results from identifying, grouping work, authority, responsibility, and by establishing relationship. Organizing. Organizing, it is a structure which results from identifying, grouping, identifying and grouping work, authority, responsibility, and by establishing relationship. Organizing is nothing but a structure, okay, which can be obtained by identifying and grouping work, authority, responsibility, and by establishing relationship. Organization has two parts: human organization and material organization. Managers has to design and develop human organization to achieve the goals of the organization. The responsibility to develop human organization is given to the manager. Staffing is a process involved in the human organization. Staffing can be used to organize humans. Directing. Directing means guiding people to achieve the goals of an organization. Directing is also known as motivation. There are two types of motivation: financial motivation and non-financial motivation. Like how an employee can be motivated. Like financial motivation is like we can provide them salaries and bonuses. We can say that will increase your salary or bonus if you perform some specific task in this period of time. Non-financial motivation is like job security, recognition, and praise. Like if you perform this job, we'll give you secure job. You get recognized in the company, or you get an appraisal by the top level management. Controlling is a measure of monitoring activities of subordinate to make sure the work is going as per the plan. Controlling it is to monitor all the employees in the company so that to check whether all there are working out according to the plan or not. Controlling function of management involves three elements. Controlling can be done in mostly three ways, like establishing standard of performance. Like the top level management should give a deadline, like this is the margin you have to achieve. This is the margin you have to achieve a goal. Like these are the standards. They can define the standards, measuring current performance and comparing with the established standard. First, the management has to define a standard, and then they have to compare the existing performance and check whether they are meeting with the standards or not. The top level management has to take action to correct performance if they does not meet these standards. If the organization or the employees are not coming up to the standards defined by the top level management, they have to take action and to perform, make any changes to achieve that goal. Now the second question is, what is planning? Explain the steps involved in planning. Uh, Planning, it is a process used to determine the actions to be performed in advance, like what we studied previously. Planning, it is a process used to determine the action to be performed in advance. Like the what are the steps involved in planning? Uh, so there are 8 steps, total 8 steps involved in planning. Like in this type of questions, the first point, the main heading, the main subheading must be highlighted properly, and rest you can scribble anything related to this topic, which you can get total marks, total out of it marks. Like being aware of the opportunities. And the first step involved in planning is being aware of the opportunities. Once we have aware of the opportunities, we can think of setting realistic goals. So we have to aware of the opportunities, like what we can do, what we can do to achieve our goal. We have to aware what are the things available we can use to enhance our performance. So this is the first step, being aware of the opportunities. Then we have to set goals to be achieved. The second step in planning is to determine the enterprise objectives. The second step is to determine the enterprise objective, like what the enterprise or the organization wants to achieve. The top level management defines the goals and objectives of an organization. Top level management, like the CEO or the COO, has to determine the defines the goals and organization and objectives of an organization. The goals should depends on the mission of the organization, values of the manager, potential abilities of an organization. The mission of the organization should create an electric car, and to create that, the manager should be capable, and like he should know something about the automobile, or the to create a car, uh, a company should have a potential abilities like a factory to create a car, something like that. The first step is to be aware of the opportunities, like if you want to create a car, like what are the opportunities, or what are the machineries or equipments we can it is available in the market, with the help of which we can create a car. Then you have to set goals to be achieved. We have to set a goal that can be achieved. Like we can't set a goal that we will create a rocket in 5 years or 2 years, which can be reusable. It takes long period of time. The second step is to determine the enterprise objective. The top level management defines the goals and objectives of an organization. Like goals depends on mission, values, and skill abilities. Establishing planning premises. Establishing planning premises can be a separate question for 7 to 8 marks. I've included everything here only. Planning premises gives information related to future, such as pollution, population trends, the economic condition, uh, production cost, and prices. Planning premises is a prediction about the future of a company in a particular market. You can say that planning premises is a prediction. It gives information related to population trends, the general economic condition, production cost, etc. Planning premises are classified as three types. There are three types of planning premises: internal and external premises, tangible and intangible premises, controllable and uncontrollable premises. Internal and external premises that exist within the organization. Okay, these are internal premises. Internal premises include sales forecast, policies, goals, organization of the company. Internal premises are the one which is present inside the organization. The internal premises include sales, policies, goals of the organization, etc. External premises, I have not written here. External premises are the one which exist outside the company. And the external premises example should could be government policies, business environment, market trends, etc. Tangible and intangible premises. Tangible premises are which can be quantitatively measured. Tangible premises are the premises that can be measured, like the demand, supply, etc. Intangible premises are the one which cannot be measured, like wars, business environment, and government policies. The example in module 1 is almost same. You can get any example for anyone. Controllable and non-controllable promises. Controllable promises is the one which can be controlled. Like controllable promises, like a company could control the price of a product. We can control the technology. We can like give a copyright or anything. Uncontrollable planning promises is the one which cannot be controlled, like government policies, wars, business, etc. So there are three types: internal and external, tangible and intangible, controllable and uncontrollable. Internal, which exists inside the company, and um, external premises are the one which exists outside the company. Internal premises are sales goals, capital investment, etc. And external premises are government policies, wars, business environment, etc. Tangible and intangible. Tangible premises is the one which can be measured. Intangible premises is the one cannot be measured. Controllable and non-controllable premises. Premises which can be controlled, such as price, bonus, etc. Uncontrollable premises are the one which cannot be controlled, like government policies or etc. Uh, like you can expect question on what is planning promises for 7 marks. Deciding on planning period. Once once a plan has been decided, the execution of plan, the execution period of a plan should be defined. The next step is deciding the planning period. The planning period can be for a year and for a week. The planning period could be for a year, for 5 years, or for a week. The factors that influence the planning period are, like if you want to bring up planning period, what are the things we have to keep in mind? Time required for development of new product. So say suppose if we are developing a car, what is the time required to develop a new car with new features? Time required to recover capital investment. Like if we have invested 10 lakhs to create a car, how much time will we need to recover the 10 lakhs length of commitment made? So for any other businesses, we have made commitments that, like say we have said government will give you 10 cars or 20 cars. Like these commitments will also affect the planning period. Finding alternative course of action. So say suppose if we have created a car, we can sell it directly to customers or through agencies. This is a simple definition. Executing and selecting course of action. In this step, evaluation, the alternative step, and best course of action should be selected. Um, Evaluating and selecting best course of action. Like we have to find alternate course of action. Like the alternative course of actions in this are, we can sell directly or we can sell through agencies. After we have defined, we have to evaluate both the steps and select the best step between these two steps. We have to select best step between these two steps directly to customer or agencies. Developing derivative plan. Once a plan has been formulated, once a plan has been implemented, the middle and top level managers should make a sub plan to achieve the actual plan. Like if once a plan has been defined, our plan is to create a car. The sub-level manager has to make a plan just to create a wheel. We have to make a sub-plan which finally we can, with the help of which we can finally achieve, with the help of which we can finally achieve the actual plan. The sub-plan is a derivative plan. Okay, measuring and controlling the process. The plan now must be monitored to check whether it can help to accomplish the goals of an organization. The plan we have to check the plan after implementing that whether it is helping to achieve, whether it is helping to achieve our goals or not. If not, new plan has to be formulated. If the plan which you have made to create a car, with the help of which the car production is not possible, then we have to create a new plan must be formulated. So these are the 8 steps. So in first module, I have covered only 2 topics because the first module always cheats everyone. So these are the 2 important questions. With these 2 questions, you can expect 10 marks confirm from the module 1. This is the end of module 1. Module 5. Module 5. So in module 5, there are two main topics. There are two main topics that can be confirmed as. First one is just about the small industries, small scale industries, and the second topic is uh, case studies about Microsoft, Deccan Airways, and etc. Small industries, small institute. You can write only three points in module 5. What I said is uh, only you can write three or 4 point because the all these questions will be asked in a group and not a single question. Like they will not ask small industries, small institute, SI, or MSc DI for 10 marks. They will always ask this in a group. So this is was established by Government of India. SI, Small Industry, Small Institute, has present in 58 places all over the country. So what are the objectives? Provide consultancy and training to small enterprise. So SISI provide training and consultancy to small entrepreneurs to act as interface between central and state government. So the interface when say suppose the state government has some policies on about industrial development and central government has some plans about industrial development. With the help of SISI, they can coordinate both the plans to initiate entrepreneurial program across the country to encourage entrepreneurial activities or industrial activities all over the country. SISI was established. What are the functions? To act as interface between central and state government. The if you remember objectives in all these questions, you can place it in the functions. If you don't remember, you can not directly write. You can shuffle it, or you can change the definition of defining. Say suppose you have interface between central and state government. You can act as a coordinate between state government and the central government. You have to change the sentence and you can write the same sentence for objectives and function to initiate an entrepreneur process or program all across the country to encourage industrial activities or entrepreneurial activities all around the country to carry out various trades. When the entrepreneurial programs are increases, the trade increases and the economic condition of the country also increases. To share trade information to other entrepreneurs. SISI is a institute which gives information about a particular market to render technical support. It also gives technical support. National Small Industries Corporation (NISC). It was established by 1955 by Government of India. GOI Government of India. It provides various promote small scale industries. Like it also does the same things. It provides consultancy and training. It promotes it. It provides consultancy and training. SISI. It promotes it. What are the functions? We don't have objectives for it. To provide machinery to SISI, it also provide technical support. So what you can do is compare all the things and you can study. To provide machinery to SISI to provide help in importing and exporting of products. It helps in importing and exporting of products. It provide helps to small scale industries in participating bulk purchase program of the government. Like government, if a government is want to buy anything in bulk, it notifies them and it helps to buy and helps to sell their products to the government. Government does the bulk purchases sometimes. To distribute raw materials among SASA. So small scale industries. So if a small company want to create a car, it provides raw materials like engine or steering or wheels, etc. in a lower price to help upgradation in technology by implementing modernization program. It helps in upgradation of technologies. You can write that. Small Industries Development Bank of India. It is a subsidiary of Industrial Development Bank of India, established in 1989 by Government of India. Small Industries Development Bank of India, subsidiary of Industrial Development Bank of India, established in 1989. SIDBI used to administer the Small Industries Development Fund, National Equity Fund. SIDBI is used to administer the Small Industries Development Fund. These are the funds or some type of banks, National Equity Fund. So you know about mutual fund and etc. These are some of the funds which help small industries. So it is a head. So consider this is a chief minister, this is also a chief minister, and he is a prime minister. Like he monitors this small industrial development fund and national equity fund. What are the objectives of this SIDBI bank? They have to provide technical upgradation in all the three. Technical upgradation or technical support is common. Expanding the market channels. They help in marketing of the products, promotion of employees or employment. Sorry, this is employment in semi-urban areas. Functions, they have to the function is to provide loan in to national equity fund or mahila, like if any woman is running an organization, they provide assistance for the loan to run the business. They provide assistance of loan to national equity fund. It the direct assistance on for exports. If a company wants to export its product, provide direct financial assistance, like one on one conversation. It provides financial assistance for purchasing raw material. It also provides financial assistance for raw material and marketing of products. It is the same thing. In the marketing, it provides a financial assistance to Mahila Vikas Nidhi. This is my NGO or organization run by women. It provides direct and indirect finance. It can direct and indirect finance, direct by money or indirect by bonds with the help of bonds. Uh, Karnataka Industrial Areas Development Board, KIADB. It is a board established by Government of Karnataka in 1996. You, if you don't remember the names, you can keep in mind it was between 1990 to 2000. It was a period of the 90s period when modernization and liberalization was new to India. You can write any date. If you can remember, you can remember. The board functions in allotment of land for industries and urban areas. Like this board helps in allotment of land for industries to and urban and semi-urban areas. Okay, the objectives to promote development of industries in state of Karnataka, to provide infrastructure to industrial areas, infrastructure like road, water, electricity, etc. Functions on no profit, low loss principle. It functions on no profit, no loss principle in implementing government policies. It assists in implementing government policies. It not only allocate land, but helps in implementing government policies. Like government has said that the the revenue or the tax for the land has been increased by 10%. They help in collecting those taxes and help in regulating the government agencies. Functions to acquire land for industrial areas, to provide infrastructure to industrial areas like land, water, roads, um, electricity, etc. Acquire lands for government agencies. Like what I said, it helps also help government agencies to acquire lands for complexes. Like you have seen Jayanagar complex or Nexus complex. So it also acquire for land for complexes. Karnataka State Small Scale Industries Development Corporation. It is also same related to this board. It also functions the same. It was established in 1960 uh, by GOK, Government of Karnataka. Whatever things Government of India has been established, it was in 1990 to 1999. So Government of Karnataka has been implemented all this program previously. You can remember this thing. It was established in 1960 by Government of Karnataka. It was promoted. It has promoted many PSUs. Like it has provided financial supports to many PSUs such as BEL, ITI, and HAL. At the initial state, it has provided financial assistance to this institute also. It has established 98 industrial areas all over Karnataka. Okay. It provides small plots to the entrepreneur. It provides small plots to the entrepreneur. Objectives to promote development of SSI in the state, same. Construction of infrastructure, same. Assistant rapid development of SSI, it is also same. In exam, you can recognize, remember all this. You can read all this in the time of exams. I suggest you not to revise before the exam because it will be confusing. Before exam, 1 or 2 days before, if you read fifth module, it will be very easy. And at the time of exam, like if you have exams in the evening, you should not revise in the morning. You should revise a day before so that it could be helpful, because these are similar and it could be confusing. Functions to established and management industrial estate, like same. It to distribute raw materials. All the institute or all the policies, the main function is to distribute raw materials, to provide assistance and marketing, to provide machinery to SSIs, to provide guidance to Small scale industry entrepreneur. It provides guidance to help technical support. Raw material and technical support is common in all the policies. Um, TechSOC, Technical Consistency Service Organization of Karnataka. It is an organization to provide technical, managemental, and industrial consultancy to entrepreneur. Like it has used to so Desk TechSOC. It is used to provide technical, managemental, and industrial consultancy to entrepreneur. Okay, so it provides technical management and industrial support to entrepreneur. It was established by 1976 by Government of Karnataka. Object is to provide consultancy, the same thing to provide support to various central and state department. So the one thing common established by Government of Karnataka is that they all not only support entrepreneur, but they also support the government agencies functions, identification of investment opportunities. Yes, so uh, like if someone want to invest in a car business, they let know the entrepreneur that this is a person who want to invest in a car business. Helps in feasibility study and environmental study. They helps in many environmental and feasibility study. They carry out market survey. They carry out market survey. They help in designing and training programs, organizing training programs. Like they not only does work for the government, they can also take up internal work of an organization. Say, suppose an organization want to train its employee, the TESOC can send its representative to train those employees, provide assistance in project implementation. Say suppose someone wants to implement project. Say someone wants to create a car, he don't have industry. Say he can TESOC can provide a way so that he can rent a industry manufacturing unit for a car, and we can implement it. Takes infrastructure development projects. It not only helps the entrepreneur, but it's also take infrastructure development project like road building, electricity, water, etc. And the next one is Karnataka State Finance Corporation, KSFC. Object is to provide whenever you learn something about banks or boards or anything, the first thing in your that come in your mind is to provide financial assistance, to provide long, medium, and long-term credits fall outside the PSUs. Like say suppose if there is a bank which don't want to provide loan to small scale industries, small scale industries like cotton industry or silk industry, because the bank may think that it is not possible for a bank to recover the loan amount. So a bank could avoid to give a loan for this silk industry. At that time, this Karnataka State Financial Corporation will help the this industry. Okay, functions to promote employment. The most important thing in management and entrepreneurship is that whenever you ask about performance characteristics or functions, you have to write this point as definite point. It is to promote self-employment or employment in the country, provide financial assistance for modernization and mechanization. Say suppose industrial, an entrepreneur want to set up a manufacturing unit. This KSFC also provide consultancy establishing that manufacturing unit. They provide term loans, like term loans can be 1 year or 10 years for buildings and etc. They also provide, in short, they provide home loans, provide financial assistance for transport vehicles and tourism. Like if you want to go, they not only provide home loans, they also provide tourist loan. They also arrange seminars to end entrepreneur. They keep a seminars with the established entrepreneurs, with the new entrepreneurs, so that they can learn something. To provide financial assistance to improve quality of product. Financial assistance, quality of product, employment. It is a important point we have to mention in the question paper. District Industry Center, DIC. It is a important ask question. Whenever this type of questions will be asked, this is the first thing they would ask. Or single window concept. It was established by Government of India in 1978. Okay, there are around 400 DIC in India. is to promote small scale industries, um, to act as a single window agency. The single window agency in Bangalore is Bangalore one or Karnataka one. These are the industries established by government of Karnataka to provide many assistance in government activities like Aadhaar card, PAN card, etc. to serve an administrative framework at district level. Like you can take the example of Bangalore one, which serve as example Bangalore one, which serves as a district information in industry center, but not only for entrepreneur but also normal people. Okay, promote small scale industries to act as single window agency to help entrepreneur to act as administrative framework at district level for industrial development. Okay, functions. No, to promote industrial service, availability of human resources, infrastructure, and demand of product. They suppose uh, yeah, industry is there. There is a shortage of employees, or shortage of resources, or shortage of product. They helps to fill those products or fill those spaces in the industries to develop our industry, to prepare action plan for implementation of scheme. So suppose government has ordered some scheme, they also helps in implementing that scheme to guide entrepreneurs related to machinery and equipment. Same, implementing technical supports or equipment, assist entrepreneur in marketing of their product. Okay, they help in marketing. All the banks provide financial assistance plus marketing to undertake project development work, like example road, etc. So the second question in module 5, which is asked many times, is intellectual property right. Briefly explain main forms of intellectual property right. It has been asked for 8 marks. Intellectual property rights are intangible asset. It is an intangible asset. The intangible asset cannot be protected with the help of laws. The intangible asset cannot be but with the help of patents, copyrights, and trademarks. It is a in intellectual property right is an intangible, my invisible asset. It is an asset which is invisible. This invisible asset cannot be protected with the help of laws, but can be protected with the help of patents, copyright, and trademark. We'll learn about this in the later in the video. The purpose of intellectual property is to encourage innovation by giving creators the profit of their ideas. So suppose Tesla has developed a EV motor, so they has the intellectual right of developing an EV motor. So mm, if the another China companies copies this product, they will sell this product EV motor in a cheaper price. So it is a loss for Tesla. So with the help of intellectual property right, whenever this company creates a car, they have to give royalty or money to Tesla. With the help of this, the innovation can be encouraged. Intellectual property rights can be licensed or can be sold. So I have an intellectual property right. I can license it to someone or I can sell it to someone. Every entrepreneur should be aware of the intellectual property right. Like I have created a product and I have no idea, then I will be in loss. So every entrepreneur should be aware of intellectual property right. The the main forms of the three main types of intellectual property right, or four important types, are patents, copyrights, and trademarks. Patents, copyrights, trademarks, trade secrets. Patents. Patent is granted to an entrepreneur for a fixed period of time. Patent is granted for an entrepreneur for a fixed period of time. It can be granted for up to 20 years. Once this period ends, patent will go into public. Anyone can use the invention. There are three types of patent: utility patent, design patent, and plant patent. This the only what is patent and types of patent has been asked for 7 to 8 marks previously. Utility patent is to to control or to provide security to the machines developed by an industry or an idea developed by an company, etc. Design patent. So the car of design so is protected with the help of patent. The design, anything, not only design of a car, but any design. is protected with the help of design patent. Plant patent is used to uh, protect new species of plant. Like with the help of cross pollination, I have developed new species of plant, and I can give apply for a patent. After I received, I'll receive a royalty whenever this plant has been shown in exhibitions or anything. So there are three types of patent: utility patent, design patent, and plant patent. Utility patent is used to protect uh, u- uh, utility patent is used to protect processes and machines. Design patent is used to protect machine design. Plant patent is used to protect new species of plant that is produced asexually. The next one is copyright. Copyright, it is used to protect original creative works of author. Like copyright, this patent is given for any physical object or any physical idea. This copyright is given to ideological, theoretical object or the idea that does not exist, like uh, music or the written work or the movies, etc. Copyright is given to all those, or YouTube video, etc. It doesn't protect the idea, but the form in which the idea has been appeared, like books, music, programs, etc. It does not protect the idea. It protects the form in which the idea has been present. The copyright owner has the right to reproduce the work, distribute the work, and to display our work. The copyright owner can do anything. He can reproduce the work, like T series recreates old music, distribute the work, distribute with the help of Spotify, Amazon Prime Music, etc., and to display the work. And the next one is trade secret. Trade secrets is a idea that is kept secret to gain advantage in business. Like so, Coca-Cola has a secret recipe of the soft drink, so they keep it secret. The trade secrets are usually protected by contract and non-disclosure agreements. Now, trade secret must be presented to the government, and with the help of government, they create a contract and they safeguard their invention. Okay, Coca-Cola is an example for trade secret. Coca-Cola has trade secret for 100 years. Trade secret is valid only if the information is not been revealed. So trade secret is valid only if the information is not revealed. If I have created a car and I reveal the technology to everyone, so then the trade secret can't be applied to my car because I have revealed it to everyone. Okay, no trademark. Trademark is used to protect symbol, like Apple logo is a trademark, which symbol or word which can be used individually or in combinations. Service mark identifies the source of service. Service mark ISI. ISI is in service mark. Whenever the ISI is present on a equipment, we consider it is safe. Service mark. Both trademark and service mark give business right to prevent other from using similar mark. So when a company has trademark and service mark, it is easy for the company to make business and profit out of it. So the next question is case studies. So the next question is case study about Narayan Murthy and Infosys. Narayan Murthy is one of the seven founders of Infosys Technology. There are total seven founders, and he is one of them. He is currently an executive chairman and advisor to Infosys. He did his electrical engineering from University of Mysore, and he did his master's from IIT Kanpur in 1969. He worked for IIM Ahmedabad, where he developed a basic interpreter for ECLI, Electronic Corporation of India Limited. Okay, you can easily study it. I'll only read and go. In 1981, he founded Infosys with the help of six other software professionals. In early days, he was supported by um, KSIDC and KSFC, sanctioned 24 lakhs. Like we have studied previously about KSIDC or KSFC, established by Government of Karnataka. They helped him with the and sanctioned 24 lakhs for 24 lakh rupees for buying computers. There are some of the like experience of Mr. Narayan Murthy that has made Infosys successful. So in this essay, the most important thing is the life experience what he shares. In 1990, five of seven co-founders of Infosys were on a wage of making a decision whether to sell Infosys for $1 million. In 1990, the five founders of out of seven out of seven, five co-founders of Infosys decided, made a decision that they will sell Infosys for $1 million. This was very good deal for unfriendly market like India at that time. It was $1 million was a very big deal for an unfriendly market like India for IT industries before liberalization. When all other co-founders were ready to sell the company, Mr. Narayan Murthy was not was ready to buy it from the co-founders even if he didn't have single penny in his pocket. He later urged his co-founder to remember that they wanted to make a great company and advised them to be optimistic. He advised their co-founders that they should not sell the company because they can make the company even more bigger, which resulted in increase in the income of Infosys and of around $3 billion in next 17 years. After which, in next 17 years, they made $3 billion in revenue, with the increase in market capitalization of around $28 billion at that time. So they made 3 billions revenue, and their market valuation became $28 billion. Sorry, Infosys has created 70,000 plus job, 2,000 plus dollar millionaire, 28,000 plus rupee millionaire. So the next case study is Air Deccan. GR Gopinath. GR Gopinath is the first Indian budget airline, co-founder of the first Indian budget airline. He says that my story and Deccan Airline story is a story of new India, and it can be anybody's success story in a country that is hungry for growth. So this is the important point you have to highlight. My story and Air Deccan story is a story of New India, and it can be anybody's success story in a country that is hungry for growth. At a youth, at a young age, Gopinath joined Indian Air Forces and acquired captain rank within 8 years. So it is very much difficult to get captain rank easily. So he left the job and landed becoming a farmer entrepreneur. After facing some depth in farming, After facing some challenges in farming, he focused on effective crops and won Rolex International Award for Enterprise in 1976. After he left the Air Force, he started farming, and after farming for many years, he won an award for Rolex International Award for Enterprise in 1996. After some years, Gopinath and his friends realized that nobody at the time offering helicopter services. Okay, the idea took shape and they launched Deccan Aviation. They initially started to provide helicopter services. The service grew, becoming Air Deccan, and later Deccan Airways Aviation became Air Deccan. His aim was to fly every Indian at least once. His aim was that every Indian should fly in an aeroplane at least once, since some 15 million people travel by train every day. Around 3 lakh people travel in first class. In train, around 3 lakh people travel in first class. The aim of Gopinath was to attract those 3 lakh people by offering them the rate of a first class or even cheaper than that. He was offering the first class rate of a train, a plane, and even cheaper than that. In 2004, Indian Airline created a history by flying passengers from Bangalore to Delhi 500 rupees, 200 taxes. In 700, he created an history by with the help of 700 rupees, he flew passengers from Bangalore to Delhi. It can offer 75% seat in the range of 500 to 5,000 and remaining at 7,500, which is 25% less compared to other airlines. Even Tata Airlines or Air India also didn't offer such rate. This fares created by Air is known as Dyna fares. So this fares is known as Dyna fares in the aviation market. A passenger should take book tickets in 90 days in advance to to avoid confessional fares. In order to get discount, he has to order the tickets 90 days before his flight. In 2005, Air Deccan introduced Dirty Cheap 1 rupee scheme. In 2005, they introduced 1 rupee scheme. Passengers at 1 rupee scheme that provided a seat to a passenger at rupee 1. The idea behind this was to provide seat cheaper rate rather than say suppose if a plane has 500 capacity, so only 400 is filled. The remaining 100 seats he filled with the help of scheme known as rupee 1 scheme. His idea was let the plane fly occupiedly rather than flying unoccupied seats. Only 2 to 3 seats per flights were reserved for this scheme. For 1 rupee scheme, only 2 to 3 seats were reserved and costed around 200 rupees, 222 rupees, inclusive of taxes. The price of was 1 rupee, and if we include all taxes, it will become 222 rupees. It is very much important. You have to write everything because I have to write all the points because I have reduced many points and made these simple points. If you remove these points also, there will be difficulty in getting marks. In 2007, uh, the board of Air Deccan approved to invest 5,000 approved the investment of 550 crores for 25% stake in Air Deccan. Like the board in 2007 decided to sell the 25% stake for 550 crores. After this acquisition, Air Deccan was known as Kingfisher Red. This 25% was acquired by Vijay Mallya. Microsoft. Microsoft was founded by Bill Gates and Paul Allen in 1975. It is the first company successful products were making compilers. Their first product was compilers for languages such as Basic, COBOL, and Fortran. It is a very previous old language. We have nothing. We don't have anything about Basic, COBOL, and Fortran in our syllabus. In 1980, Microsoft approached IBM to develop basic programming language like Basic, COBOL, and Fortran for upcoming PC. They approached IBM to create a PC using this language. Okay. After buying QDOS OS from CTEL Computers for $50,000. They bought an OS known as QDOS for $50,000 from CTEL Computers and their integrated OS and agreed to pay for IBM. First, what happened in 1980? IBM contacted them to create a PC for an operating system using this basic COBOL and Fortran languages. Then what they did, they didn't created it. They instead bought it from Serial Computers for $50,000 to develop OS for IBM, and they gave it to IBM. How they gave it, I will tell you now. Then they sold kudos to IBM for $186,000. Okay. Microsoft in selling contract made sure that IBM can sell its own PC with modified QoS and it cannot license kudos with PC makers. Like with this 18,000 deal, they made an agreement that IBM can sell their own computers with this license, or they cannot, and they cannot sell this Microsoft made a deal of $8,600, $186,000. They made it clear that IBM can only sell its computer and cannot sell the license with other PC makers. Okay, the right belonged to Microsoft itself. The the Microsoft was leading producer of languages like Basic, COBOL, and Fortran. This languages plays a made important role in this essay, which ran on mm, DOS and not on CPM 86. You have to just memorize it. Second was IBM prices. IBM sold PC with QDOS, advanced version of BASIC, and run all the softwares at $40. But CPM was priced at $240. They did not have no applications. Like, to enter into the computer market, first the market analysis is present here. See, IBM was selling its PC, which was running on IBM was selling its PC, which was running on Basic, Cobalt, and Fortran. Okay, $40. They were selling this PC at $40, and there was another company which was CPM 86, which was priced at $240. In that system, no application was running. The third, Microsoft a co- offered Compaq to enter into the market. They approached the competitor of my IBM, that is Compaq, a OS, to enter into the market. They gave their OS at the 50% discount rate at $95,000. They gave IBM at $106,000, the 50% discount rate, Compaq, to enter into the market. Soon, Microsoft DOS emerged as a standard OS with the many profits. When they after they gave it to Compaq, the Microsoft OS what we are using now became many popular and it made many profits. Okay, same thing. Okay, now later Macintosh used GUI like Mac OS, like Apple products use GUI with which users can only see the characters, also pictures with the mouse. Like after Compact, Microsoft system became many popular, much popular. Later, Macintosh, like who is that Mac co-founder? He entered into a market. He created a use UI with the help of which they can't. The user can not only see characters, but also pictures. With the help of Mac computers at the time, they can see pictures also. This is what written. It was easy for the user to use GUI based application rather than, so when we compare at that time, Windows and Mac systems, Apple system, it was easy for the customers to use the Apple systems or Mac systems. Okay, Microsoft worked with Macintosh to develop GUI-based application. So they did not took Microsoft Apple as a competition. They instead made partnership for the with the Apple and made GUI-based application. Microsoft quickly developed version of its Microsoft Word, Excel for PC, which became popular with MS-95. Okay, so after partnership with my Apple, he developed or Bill Gates developed Word, Excel for PC, which became popular along with Microsoft Windows 95. Okay, so the next question is, explain the steps involved in establishing micro and small enterprise. I've divided this answer in three or four parts with the help of which you can easily memorize this. If they have asked for 10 marks, this is sufficient. If they have asked for 8 to 7 to 8 marks, it is more than sufficient. Okay, the first is selection of the industry, study of investment required. Uh, so suppose we have selected the industry of automobiles. So to create a to create an industry, to create a company in automobile, what is the investment required? We have to know about it. We have to take a market survey. So suppose we are creating a Verna, and what is the price in the market, and what will be the price we will be offering to the customers, and then selection of the product, which car you will produce, like which type of car or which type of bike you will produce, selection of technology, what will be the technology you will use to create that product, and the selection of land and premises, selection of land, and study of land and premises. Like we have to select a land, we have to study about the land, about the basic requirements, whether water is available, whether electricity is available, and what will be the resale price, etc. Study on resources required. Resources would be in car industry like engine, uh, tires, etc. Study on requirement of plant. Like if you want to create a car manufacturing plant, what will be the requirement for that plant? Okay, study of requirement of raw materials. Study of requirement of raw materials, like same study of land and premises, study of premises of raw material. Then you have to do SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis of strength, weakness, and threat. SWOT analysis is strength, weakness, and threat. What is the strength in that industry? What is the weakness of that industry? And what is the threat for that industry? Scanning business environment, like scanning business environment, like competition in the business, preparation of project report. Once the industry is selected, and once the project has been selected, then create a project report. Then application of loan, application of loan. If we then application to Directorate of Industries for NOC. These are simple. Get NOC from local authorities. You have to get NOC from Ministry of Directorate of Industries and also from local body like municipality. Apply for power and water connection. Requirement of manpower, hiring staffs, etc. Order for plant and machinery. Order of raw materials. Then install the machinery, run the trials, production and sales. Profit and pay creditors. Market research, etc. So if you study these points in way I have divided, it will be very much easy. So the next question is the advantages of SSI. Characteristics. Capital investment is low. Small scale industries. Generally owned by single or two person. The owner is a manager. Most of the most of them are family owned industries. Most of them are bootstrap industries like self-owned money, no investment or any such thing. The scope of operation is localized. Small scale industry, the scope of operation is localized. Advantages. Small scale industries does not require high level of technology. Capital investment is low. It creates employment opportunities. Like employment opportunities is common for all the characteristics and advantages in this subject. Helps in skill development. It acts as training area for local entrepreneur. It helps in developing rural areas. So this is the end of fifth module. So the next module is module 3. Define entrepreneurship. Explain the role of entrepreneurship, economic development of India. Explain barriers to entrepreneurship. So this is three questions I have combined in one. So if you study this one question, it is corresponding to you are studying three questions. Entrepreneurship. It is an activity performed by an entrepreneur in establishing an enterprise. Very simple definition. Activities performed by an entrepreneur in establishing an enterprise. An entrepreneur is a person who has the ability to evaluate business opportunities, necessary resources to ensure success. He is a person who evaluates the business opportunities, like he grabs the business opportunity with the help of resources and he achieves success with it. What is the role of the entrepreneur in economical development of India? Like whatever question in module 3 related to India comes, then you have to put on this answer for this question. Role of entrepreneur in economical development. Whatever the question related to India comes. Okay, so promotes capital formation by mobilizing the savings of the public. Like he takes loan from the banks, etc. Promotes capital formation. He forms a capital by mobilizing the savings of public, like taking loans from the bank. Provide large scale employment and thereby reducing unemployment problem in the country. Yeah. Provides balanced regional development. It helps in developing rural and urban area also. Helps to reduce concentration of economic power, to reduce monopoly. Like he helps to reduce concentration of economic power. Like say suppose Airtel is a company which first had a monopoly in the telecom industry, which can offer the rate in any price which they want. When after Jio came, the price reduced and the monopoly of Airtel destroyed in India. So this is it helps to reduce economic power. Economic power is power with only one company. Stimulates distribution of wealth evenly across the country. With the help, when the industry grows, then the income of the individual person grow. So it increases the gross and per capita income of the country. Stimulate the process of economy. Like so when an enterprise make profit through innovation, it stimulate the process of economy. When an enterprise makes profit, then it helps in economical development of the country. So this is the understanding. It simulates the process of economy when an enterprise make a profit through innovation. It promotes exports, which is important for economical development. So barriers. What are the barriers in entrepreneurship? Lack of capital, lack of technology, government regulation like government policies, non-availability of raw materials. So for if you consider semiconductor industry, it is very much difficult to establish semiconductor industry in India because raw materials are not available in India. Um, risk risk related to the product, unstable or unpredictable market. So Indian market is very much unpredictable and undistributed. Undistributed. Globalization or entry of foreign goods. And when if we are starting a e-commerce company in India, like Snapdeal, the business of Snapdeal totally destroyed when Amazon entered into Indian market. Types of barriers. There are personal barrier, social barrier, environmental barrier, and financial barrier. This is the first four important points you have to mention definitely in the exam paper when barriers comes in the question. Personal barrier, social barrier, environmental barrier, financial barrier. They will not ask to elaborate. They will only ask what are the types of barrier. Stages in entrepreneur process. So these are the stages. They can be asked for 6 to 8 marks. Identification of opportunities, evaluation of the opportunities. Like we have to, an entrepreneur has to entrepreneurial process. Like he have to first identify an opportunity. Like Mukesh Ambani identified an opportunity in Indian telecom industry. Then he evaluated the opportunity in the form of geo preparation of business plan. He made a business plan in 2010, organizing resources. He made 4G development back in 2010, management of enterprise. So he managed the enterprise. Identification of opportunity. An opportunity can be identified with the help of idea. An idea can be from external sources or can be from internal sources. Internal sources is self-owned idea. The first point is evaluation of opportunities. How an opportunity government organizations and R&D centers also provide ideas. Evaluation of opportunities. Once opportunity that is identified, it must be evaluated or it must be implemented. Once an opportunity has been identified, it must be evaluated. SWOT. The first we have studied about the SWAT, strength, weakness, and analysis and trend. Right? Then we're learning about strength, weakness, opportunities, and threat. Analysis is the best form of evaluation. This is SWOT is the best form of evaluation for an opportunity. Evaluation is nothing but checking. The evaluation involves the following steps: description of the product or service, agreement of opportunities, assessment of entrepreneur and its team, resources needed, source of capital needed, rewards and profits accepted. Like the first step is agreement, description of the product, what product we have to generate, we have to uh, think about it. Then agreement of opportunities. Then we have to make agreements with the established company so that we can stay in the market for a longer time. Assessment to entrepreneur and his team. So we have to check whether an entrepreneur and his team is capable of implementing the project. Resources needed. What are the resources needed? Sources of capital. Where where is from which are the sources of capital? Rewards and profits expected. Preparation of business plan. Business plan contain the following. Once the opportunity is evaluated, the plan will be created. The the business plan should include title of the project, description of the business and industry, technological plan, financial plan, organization plan, marketing and distribution plan, determining and organizing resources. In order to bring the concept to reality, the entrepreneur should organize resources. Organizing resources has four categories: financial resources, operating resources, human resources, technical resources. Once the resources has been organized, then it must be managed. After resources are required, then the business plan must be implemented. The operational problem must be examined. What are the problems in the day-to-day operations of an enterprise? Then a control system must be implemented to identify and resolve those problems. So this is the second question. The third question is, what are the different classification of entrepreneur? And explain the different types of entrepreneur. The question can be asked in two types. The question will be for 8 to 10 marks. Based on functional characteristics, innovative entrepreneur, imitative entrepreneur, and Fabian entrepreneur, drone entrepreneur. So based on functional characteristics, innovative entrepreneur. Innovative entrepreneur is the one who introduces new goods or new production method into the industry. Say suppose in telecom industry you were using 3G. In Geo came, he introduced new technology, it was 4G. So Geo is an innovative entrepreneur, Mukesh Ambani. Innovative entrepreneur works towards change and improvement in the industry. When Geo came, the industry improved and changes happened. Imitative entrepreneur. Imitative entrepreneur adopts the innovation of innovative entrepreneur. So when Geo launched 4G, Airtel and Vodafone copied its 4G technology. So this is imitative entrepreneur. So Airtel and Vodafone will be imitative entrepreneur. Innovative entrepreneur do not innovate the change but only imitate the technology. They do not innovate anything but they only imitate the technology. Fabian entrepreneur. Fabian entrepreneur is the one who resists to change, or he displays a great caution in experimenting or to do any changes in an enterprise, like BSNL. BSNL is not ready to make a change from 3G to 4G. They only change when there is a threat to their existence. They have changed only when the BSNL it is a verge to shut down or it at a verge to bankrupt. So BSNL is an Fabian entrepreneur. He changes only when there is a threat for his existence. Drone entrepreneur are the one who refuse to adopt changes, even who refuse to adopt changes. These entrepreneurs are ready to suffer a loss but not ready to make a changes in the production method, like Tata Docomo. Tata Docomo, they refused to adopt changes. They were ready to suffer loss but not to change their production method. Based on types of business entrepreneur, trading entrepreneur, industrial entrepreneur, agricultural entrepreneur, service entrepreneur. You can memorize it. It is simple. Based on technology, technical or non-technical entrepreneur, professional entrepreneur, low technology entrepreneur or high technology entrepreneur. Based on area, urban entrepreneur, rural entrepreneur. Based on scale of operation, small scale entrepreneur, large scale entrepreneur, medium scale entrepreneur. So the next question is, uh, write about intrapreneur and manager. So this is a differentiation. If they ask about what is entrepreneur, you can write this 6 points, which will be enough. If they are about entrepreneur, you can write these points. If manager, you can write these points. If you study this, you can write about three types of entrepreneur. Okay. So goal management. So he's independent. He's independent. He's independent. He is also independent entrepreneur. Manager is not independent. He obeys the direction of entrepreneur and entrepreneur. Status. He is not concerned about the status in the company. He is concerned about the status and want recognition. He is also concerned about the status. Risk. He bears all the risk. He moderately bears the risk. He does not bear any risk. rewards. He makes um, he may get profit or loss depending on the outcome. He has a fixed reward. He works on salary, manager, innovation, very innovative, only innovative, not innovative. Decision making, he has high decision making power. He has moderate decision making power. He depends on the level management for making any decision. What explain the characteristics and functions of an entrepreneur or entrepreneurship? Creative, innovative, dynamic, leadership quality, team building, risk taking ability, problem solving, goal orientation. What's the material resource? When we come, when we come to module 4, the most important question in module 4 is ERP. What is ERP? And important characteristics of ERP, important needs of ERP. So if you don't want to study anything in module 4, if you study ERP, it is a definite question as in all previous year question papers. So what is ERP? ERP is a cross-functional enterprise backbone that integrates and automates internal business process. So it is a system. Okay, it is a system that integrates and automates all the internal business processes. Okay, it is a system, cross-functional enterprise or system, which is also a backbone of an enterprise, integrates and automates internal business processes. ERP is a system that contains software module to support basic internal processes. So there are 3 points. It is a system, it is a backbone of an enterprise, it has software modules. What are the it integrates and automates business processes. What are the business processes? Like internal business processes are production planning, logistics, accounting and finance, human resource, sales and distribution, order management like customer and employee. These are the internal processes. It integrates everything and it automates it. ERP. ERP consists of integrated module, manufacturing, distribution. You can write this only. ERP consists of production, logistics, accounting and finance, human resources, sales, distribution, etc. The advantages helps in controlling organization, especially large organization. When an organization become ERP is very much necessary. Duplication of information is avoided. So suppose when ERP is implemented, we say something about spurious tuple in DBMS. So with the help of ERP, spurious tuples can be avoided in this enterprise. It involves internal and external communication. It improves internal and external communication. Like the top level management can communicate easily to the staff, lower level employee easily. It improves decision making power. It improves profitability of an organization. With the help of this, the better use of time, time can be betterly used, efficiently used with the help of ERP. What are the disadvantages? Disadvantages has been not been asked. So if they ask for 10 marks, you can fill it up. So it could be uh, it could be justice to 10 marks. Implementation cost is high. Training about functional of ERP should be provided to all organization. So ERP is a system, not a single person can't handle ERP. So it must be taught each and every person in an organization. ERP is a generic system, so there is inflexibility in the system, and the system is not applied correctly. When the if the system is not applied correctly, then it would be dangerous for the company. So again, no, these are the two questions: then project identification and project selection. This two can be separately asked for 6 marks, 6 to 8 marks max, not 10 marks. Okay, so project identification. Project identification, identifying whether the project has market or not, plays a vital role in the company. So before identifying a product, we have to whether product has a market or not. Okay, so project identification involves the following: first, observation, trade and professional magazine, bulletins and research institute, and government resources. These are all the sources of ideas. A project can be identified with the help of these four uh, steps or these four uh, areas. Observation. It is an important source of project idea. Observation of an existing process or product may lead to new idea. When you observe new process or a product, it leads to new idea. So important sources of ideas are customers, market trends, government agencies, which we studied earlierly, previously, business associates, ideas from friends and relatives, etc. Trade and professional magazines. Trades and professional magazines keep the person in touch with the latest development, helps to develop new ideas. Bulletins of research institute. Research and development of the institute also provides new idea. Okay. Government resources. Department publications of various government departments of government also provide useful information. So this is project identification. This is the process of project identification. Project selection. After gathering large number of projects, an entrepreneur should select a particular project. So uh, he he selects multiple project. He have to gather multiple projects. Okay, which he want to develop, and he need to select the best project. Okay, project selection has its following criteria: technology, investment size, location, market. So these five criteria must be fulfilled when we are selecting best of product. So the first thing is technology. Technology is required to develop a product to be available. So you have to check that see if you want to develop a car, the technology is available in India or not. If it's not available, it would be difficult for a company to get the technology through foreign collaboration. The availability of equipment should be studied. Say suppose all the equipments are present in India or not. The entrepreneur should select the best project. He should not compromise on the quality of project. Like he has to select a best material for a car, for a body of the car, etc. Investment size. The study of investment must be made accurately. So we have to make a study or examine whether how much amount is needed to establish an organization. Wrong estimation may lead to a end of project. If we don't estimate proper investment or capital requirement, there is a chances of down of a company. Location. An entrepreneur should select a location where raw material are available. So to establish a power plant, the best place is Gujarat. So if we select Bihar or any other state which is not efficient for the raw materials, then he will be in loss. Simple marketing. The project should be marketable. So the project should be marketable. One should estimate the demand of project in the market. Okay, so what is project? Explain the steps involved in formulation of project report. Project is a scientifically evolved work plan to specify objectives in a specified period of time. It is a work plan. A project is a work plan, has objectives which should be achieved in specific period of in simple words, project is a plan which has some objective. Project is a plan. Project is a plan, has some objectives which must be achieved in specific period of time. The formulation of project report, general information, like how a project report should be created. Okay, so the formulation, you have to keep in mind formulation. Formulation, there are many types of question in this fourth module about reports. Formulation, they ask formulation, you have to write this thing. General information. General information, the biodata of the promoter, name, address, qualification, etc. Promoter is nothing but founder. Industry profile, like past performance, present status, etc. of industry. Say suppose you want to open a car company, the previous performance and the present status, how the cars sold in this industry previously and how the cars are being sold currently, the market. Project description, like the site, the location of the plant, whether the land is owned or leased, whether it is an industrial area or not, etc. Physical infrastructure, raw materials, technology, research and development, etc. Utilities, fuel, water, transport, communication, etc. is available or not. You have to include in the report. Market potential, details of the market like demand and supply, price, sales, service must be included in the report. Capital, cost and source of finance, detailed estimation of capital involved in land, building, machinery, installation must be included in the report. In this type of question, the main point is subheading. If it is correct, you can fill anything here related to this. Assessment of working capital requirement. The requirement of working capital and sources must be clearly specified. So if a company has some resource funds, where the funds came from and what are the sources must be included in the report. Other financial aspects such as from profit, like profit, sales, revenue, etc. must be included in the report. Economics and social behavior. If whether we have establishing a power plant, so what will the damage by this power plant will be made to the environment must be included in the report. Employment generation and export details must be included in the report. Like how many people you employed and what are the export details, what are the things you exported, etc. Project implementation. The details about implementation of project must be included in the report. How the project has been implemented, etc. Explain the significance of project report. List down the guidelines of planning commission. The guidelines of planning commission is similar to formulation of project report, but some difference. You have to keep in mind what is the sig- significance of project report. Sorry, project report is a written document that contains relevant data on the basis of which the project is found to be relevant. It has some a project report has some data with the help of which a project report has some data with the help of which can say that the project report is relevant, that the project or project report is relevant. Project report serves two purposes. It serves a roadmap, it defines the organization goals, it helps in attracting investors and lenders. So what are the guidelines of planning commission? General information, biodata of promoters, name, address, qualification must be included in the report. Industrial profile, past performance, present status must be included in the report. Preliminary analysis of alternatives. Details such as uh, gap between supply, gap between supply, demand and supply of product, capacity of industry, level of production, etc. must be included in the report. Likewise, I said earlier, the most important thing is the subheading. Project description. Details about the technology used in project, location of the project, population, water, land, etc. must be included in the report. Marketing plan. Market details about marketing plan, demand, distribution method, etc. must be included in the report. Capital requirement and cost. Details about capital requirement with cost must be included in the report. Financial analysis. The financial information such as balance sheet, foreign exchanges, income, rebate, etc. must be included in the report. In economic analysis, impact of operation in foreign trade. So if we if we export a car to another company, how much Indian economy will be benefited? It must be included in the report. Like miscellaneous aspects, another relevant information about the project, market, etc. must be included in the report. What are the another such like salaries, bonuses, ESOPs, etc. must be included in the report. So the next question, module two. In module two, I didn't find any such patterns or details, with the help of which we can predict questions from module two. So I'm not sure about module two. So I have given some questions with the help of which you can get at least 5 to 10 marks, not more than that, because module two is not easy to analyze, or it is difficult to get marks from module two. I'll be uploading more questions on module 2 in the next video. With the help of this, you can get at least 40 marks because it is a previous paper analysis. Best of luck.